My name is Desmond, and I don't want to grow up because then I couldn't watch this garbage and pretend like it's my job.
You guys didn't like it?
No.
I hate you both.
I've got mixed feelings. I'm in the middle of the rope.
Okay,
Tug me.
I'm going to tell you why.
First of all,
this one hit me.
Tell me why you don't want to grow up.
I don't want to grow up because, you know what, being an adult, like the only good part about being an adult is no one tells you what to do. That's your parents. Everyone still tells you what to do. And you can kind of choose not to do it if you want, but then also sometimes homeless or lose job. Me fired.
Someone's had a very different week than me.
Yeah.
And sometimes jail.
Sometimes you undercook fish, jail.
You play with Ouija board? Jail. You don't play with Ouija board? Still jail.
Still jail.
And I am let me just preface this with Desmond. I am so happy for you. But if I have to hear about you closing on a house one more time, I'm going to kill myself. I didn't even tell Lisa about it for like 3 days. She's like,
I'm so excited. When I first the box that's going to be my studio, like it's weird. And like when Kelly first saw it, I think she didn't really want me to be trapped there. But like the more I talk about being in the garage, she like finds that more sad than being in the weird outdoor shed. Like, I don't want a garage, Dad. Like, take the weird...
no. Lisa doesn't love me playing video games, but she sure as fuck doesn't want me to go play them in a different room.
Well, you might touch yourself if she can't see you.
No, come on.
She hates it when you touch yourself. She gets more jealous of your left hand than she does of...
Speaking of touching myself, Baldur's Gate, dude, wow, that is a sexy game. I got succubused the other day. It was scary. She had wings. She wrapped me up. I said no. It didn't matter.
I can't wait to tell you what I've been playing this week. Jeremy, why are you a grown child?
I'm a grown child because I miss playing games where you could yell at somebody, "You're moving it. You're moving it." I saw your fingers. You moved it. Your finger tensed.
Did you guys ever try to play mouse? Did you guys ever try to actually really truly play Mousetrap?
Never.
Yeah.
Never tried it. We would get it set up. We would make it go through one time and be like, all right, that's cool. We're done.
Yeah, I know. I don't think anyone ever played a true game of Mousetrap.
Exactly.
I swear we did it once or twice at Aunt Becky's because they had it, and that one was just like, okay, that my ADD was like.
Well, you set it up, but did you play it? Did you
never
go around the board and?
We've already established I don't like games.
It's just like those ridiculous domino thing.
I'm gonna talk to your wife about that.
Baby, I don't play no games.
That's the main reason why I don't want to grow up.
Well, how do you know who's winning?
Oh, dang, you're right.
Hey, speaking of wives, sorry, Just I keep cutting you off, but I do. How is your wife? She survived the flight?
She did. She had jet lag for about 3 or 4 days, and it was rough.
That's a long one, right? It's like
it was so there
layovers and stuff.
9 hours from Korea to Honolulu to here is 5 hours, but they had 3-hour layover in Honolulu too. So
it's basically like flying to Sydney is or actually no, Sydney's further because dude, you fly 5 hours.
Yeah,
when we fly, to Hawaii or whatever, and then from there to Sydney's 12 hours, dude. Can you imagine me 12 hours on a plane at 13, dude? I can't believe they didn't fucking give me drugs or something. Go to sleep, dude.
They should have. They probably should have.
They did. They gave you cough syrup. Trust me. Here, Justin, have some Dr. Pepper.
No. I was awake all 13 hours, buddy.
Did I tell you that? So they left Seoul at 9:50 at night on a Friday, and they got to San Francisco at 8:50 at night on Friday.
Yeah. International Dateline, baby. International Dateline, baby. It's fucking weird.
So how many Fast and Furious movies did she watch when she was in the air?
0.
What?
I know. Shocking. I tried to send them to her too.
Sorry, no Wi-Fi.
You know what I did try to send her? I told her, I said, watch Marcel the Shell. And because she was in Korea, it wasn't available. So she couldn't download it. Yeah, I was bummed.
Koreans don't want that happy, crappy
shit
there.
Yeah.
Marcel the gray shell who gets in line. Okay, Justin, I'm gonna let you go first. Let me get the facts out of the way here. We're watching Ouija, the 2000.
Yeah, because I do have a couple questions.
The 2014 Ouija.
2014
with the I know.
That's all 10 years
2016. Old. It was 2016.
No, 2014.
You're a liar.
Am I wrong?
Oh, Justin.
Did I watch the wrong movie?
You watched the wrong movie.
That's why I sent you a picture and a link of the movie to watch. Did you watch Origins of Evil?
You did.
Yep.
Yes. Awesome. Well, Jeremy.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, this is so great.
No one's surprised.
I swear I double checked it. I
No
swear I
one's
double checked it,
surprised.
and I almost texted you about it.
You know what the problem is? When you type in Ouija into anything, Netflix or IMDb, Origin of Evil comes up first.
Yep.
Why is that?
Because chronologically, it's first.
But okay, that would be like
It's a prequel. It's a prequel.
it is a prequel.
Yeah,
but,
you're right. That's like Empire showing up when you type in Star Wars.
Well, even if you put,
Oh no, that's not the same. No, it's like Episode 1 showing up.
I would assume if you're going to type something into a search engine to find it, it's going to use alphabetical. So Ouija : is going to be after Ouija, right?
Yeah.
They're putting it before it.
Yeah, and you're right, everywhere. Like I searched for it. Like when I Google it, when I say it into my Roku, when I type it into Netflix.
You know what's funny? I was shocked because you're like, this is a good movie. And when you text that, I was like, wow, really? Okay. It didn't seem very good to me. Maybe you just don't watch as many scary movies as I watch.
Well, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I watch a lot of scary movies.
Was the other one on Netflix too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Just go down. If you're on Netflix, just go back. There's a Ouija collection. If you're on the play screen, scroll all the way down, and it says Ouija collection, and they should both be there.
And honestly, Justin,
is Justin in Korea? Is Justin in Korea right now?
Oh, he's in
Can
Korea.
he not
That's
get
right.
Ouija?
Wait, Justin, since you're going to time travel, start watching it now, and we'll be done by the time we start the podcast.
I just started it, so we're gonna do it real time. Hey, we'll do it live.
Well, you know what, Justin? I'm watching Origins of Evil right now, so go for it.
Let's do it.
You know what? Part of me was like, let's do
both of them.
Let's do them both. Let's just talk about all things Ouija. The only reason I didn't is because there's like 10. They're not all Blumhouse movies, but there's like 10 Ouija movies. I'm like, we might have to spread these out just to make sure we have board game movies to do in a year and a half.
So did Ouija, the prequel, did that one get better ratings? Is it better?
No, yes. They said it was. I was just reading the Wikipedia about it. They said generally this one was kind of panned by critics and kind of shit on, and that the second one was a lot better. So the reason why, I mean, and I don't know, I haven't seen this one, but what?
Origins this is a critic. Origins has a 4 on Rotten Tomatoes. Origins of Evil has an 83.
What?
It's good. It's good.
Wow.
We watched the wrong movie.
Not me.
Yeah, no shit. So real quick, Jeremy and I are going to talk about
losers.
Jeremy and I are going to talk about Ouija for a minute, and then we'll move on to Origins of Evil. So Ouija. So I tried really hard to watch this movie based on what it was. I wasn't like, this Tenant's way better, or something like that. Like I know I'm watching a Blumhouse dumb horror movie. I'm into dumb horror. Like let's get dumb. And as I'm watching,
well, Blumhouse hits like 1 out of 6. It's like, okay, that's okay.
But they had like their home run, but they hit a lot of doubles and triples. Like there's usually something that's like, okay, it didn't end well, but there's something here. There is nothing here. And apparently they recasted and reshot scenes from this movie. Like this is the holy shit, we need to fix this real quick before it goes. And I can't figure out what they changed because like reshoots happen all the time. That's no big deal. But recast and reshoot before it went to theater.
Yeah.
Somebody died or was really, really hard to work with or really, really bad. So, okay, let me just get it straight. The second one happened first and the first one happened second, correctly, as far as like chronologically?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why yours is.
Because I was going to ask them like, so.
Origins.
Right. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. 1960 in California, where the devil was born, clearly. So, so what were we in the 90s on the first one then?
No, we were 2014. We were in real time.
In current time. Okay.
Modern day.
So this will be interesting. Maybe
ish.
So this is so Justin watched.
I can pull this off.
Well, totally, because we see the mom and the daughters in our movies.
Oh, okay.
They're the ones that end up getting Ouija'd back to existence in 2014.
Right. Right.
So we start in, two little girls are playing with a Ouija board. Nothing really happens. Like there's a fake jump scare, but it's one of their sisters. And then we go to credits.
Can I say something about the little girl? That was the little girl, that little actress. Oh my gosh. She had the worst line readings. I was just like, she was like, so this is how you play the game. Okay. You never play in a cemetery. You always have to say goodbye. And I was all, oh my gosh. I usually don't say anything bad about like young kid actors, but oh my gosh, it was like nails on a chalkboard.
Can you believe she was take two? She was recast.
Oh no, you're kidding me.
Yeah, how bad was the first one?
I don't know.
Oh my
He has
gosh.
no idea.
Oh.
Anyways, keep going. Go. So they're playing the board game.
And then we cut to credits, and then we come back, and one of them that's older is playing with it alone. So, give the rules, Jeremy. The little girls set up the whole movie.
Yeah, you never play in a graveyard. You never play alone. You always have to say goodbye.
Just like podcasting.
I think that's it. Exactly.
Just like podcasting. I tried really hard to dig up the original.
Just like pooping.
Concentrated evil coming out the back of you.
We got a bunch of funny guys at my work, right? So there's a porta potty, and on the lock, they'll it says that you know that when it's locked on the inside, it says when it's locked, it says poop alone, and then when it's unlocked, it says poop with friends.
Oh my God, that's a bunch of guys that have been huffing gas their whole life.
Seriously, that is exactly what it is.
Natural gas does to you.
That's exactly what drives you insane. So, anyways, sorry, continue.
So then we cut. Oh yeah, then we cut back, and the girl's playing with it alone. It's just so weird. So Justin's probably already there. Like, is the girl alone yet? Is she eating alone in the?
I think she's alone. We're panning into the kitchen slowly now. Yeah, she's making herself a nice bedtime salad before she goes and talks to ghosts.
One of the little girls. And a bunch of weird shit happens, and she burns it. She says we come out of the credits. She's saying goodbye. She throws the planchette and the Ouija board in the fire. Her friend calls. She goes outside to talk to her friend. She's like, no, I think I'm just going to stay here. She stays there, has some leftovers. A few weird things happen. No big deal. And then she goes upstairs, and the Ouija board,
the door's opening behind her, and she smells something,
is right there on the bed. And she's freaking out.
Isn't burning the Ouija board, isn't that something that's bad? I thought it was like, and I don't know. I could be totally talking.
I think you have to do it at VFW. And they have to fold it. It can never hit the ground.
Don't disrespect our veterans, you son of a bitch. First of all, I was just thinking, like, I thought that like burning the Ouija board was something. It's like if you had transferred spirit, like if you had called actual spirits and then you burn it, it like releases them or something.
Well, it seems like she said goodbye. So
never go into that.
I think there's a way. Yeah. I think in theory that's probably, if you need to get rid of a Ouija board, that seems, you don't want to throw it in a landfill,
right?
Well, yeah, no, because then like Jumanji, someone will dig it up and then boom, lions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, it's all bad.
Robin Williams comes.
We know when the actual first Ouija board was invented. Was it 1960-ish? And who invented it?
1893.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Of course it was.
There it is, Ouija board. Yeah, it was like, where is it?
That's so funny because just a few hundred years before, if you grew too good at crops, you were a witch and they would burn you. So the fact that you want to...
It was originally patented in 1890.
That had to come from some like, Romani, Transylvanian weird shit or something. Like had to have some serious occult stuff with it.
That was the time the spiritualists were going on, like in England and stuff.
Okay.
You had like people.
You get a little bit of that in like Red Dead Redemption, dude. There's a few storylines that come across like little, like
1890s to 1910s, 1920s, or something like that. That's when was going on. So that was.
Well, and they had, I think, talking boards have probably been around forever.
Yeah, that's true. Right. That's true. It was a game. When it became a game or whatever.
The Ouija board as we know it, that became publicly viable and trademarked by Hasbro.
I was gonna say, was it Hasbro or like Mattel or something?
This is a Hasbro movie. You know that, right? If you
Yeah.
look at, if you watch till the end, it's a Hasbro movie.
Of course it is.
Yeah, it's Hasbro. It's got a big, like, it's weird because it's early. I guess it's early Blumhouse. It must be because there's Blumhouse, Hasbro, and then it's got a huge 20th Century Fox reveal at the beginning too, which I don't know why that took me by surprise. I didn't imagine one of the big three getting behind this movie.
So the I gotta tell you guys the reason why this hits with me. I have never been until later in my life. Not that I'm not spiritual and not that I don't believe. I just never felt that. And like I'm like, yeah, I'm the type of person like I believe in shit that I've never seen and I can't touch. You know, I believe there's aliens. I believe that there's maybe I'm not saying that there's Bigfoot, but I'm saying there's stuff out there like that we don't know. It can only we don't that it can only be true. It might be real small stuff. It might be bottom of the ocean stuff. It might be serious shit, but I never really thought too much about anything ghostly or otherworldly. Even like Jeremy, I don't mean to offend you, but I remember going to church with you when I was a kid. I'm just like, when you're dead, you're fucking dead. Like that was what I always thought. And that wasn't like something that came from my parents or anything like that. I was just kind of like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And so,
Worm food.
yeah, growing up, we didn't go, we weren't we weren't like super spiritual or anything like that. And like I think the churches that my grandpa Ken went to were just a few generations away from like Dancing with Snakes. So they weren't exactly what I would call spiritual. But my wife told me a lot of stories from the time she was a child. And, things that, kind of, the things that make your hair on the back of your neck stand up. One of them is a Ouija board experience. And, maybe, it was one of those things. It's like I was with two people that were fucking as freaked out as me. I don't think that they were pulling it. And the spirit said his name and they asked him some questions. And are you here?
Oh, with you? You were there, or this was with Lee?
No, not with me. When she was a kid, when she was like 8.
Okay.
And she was like, and like the lights went out in the house, and it was like, and she's also lived in another house to where she would hear voices from this pipe all the time. And she'd be like, does it connect to the other house or something? They're like, no. She's like, why do I hear kids laughing all the time? It's like, oh, you're, and it's like,
because they're floating.
and I'd always kind of laugh and, say some stuff like that.
Because kids are dicks.
And, she definitely had an experience like that and several other ones that make you, like I said, make your hair on your back of your neck, make you get goosebumps on your arms. And one particularly was with a Ouija board. I was always inquisitive enough to like, I always just wanted to know. I'm obviously probably a little more open-minded than the rest of the people in my family. And I'm a little bit like, yeah, okay, let's see what happens. And I never thought of those things as being spiritual or devilish or ghoulish or ghosty in any way. It was always something otherworldly to me. That being said, what really sold me, and Des, you may know this story. You know the Maple Leaf neighborhood a little bit, kind of where we used to live, up by like the res on Roosevelt and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
You know the story. There was a place that my wife was working called Joe's on Roosevelt, and it was a converted bar. What it used to be was a convenience store with an Asian family that ran it, and they did like teriyaki and like, gas station food type shit, but elevated, like, pretty good, especially for, when they were there. And then there was a pharmacy next door that was attached to it. Anyways, pharmacy's no longer there, or maybe it was, I don't know, but the convenience store was changed to a bar. My wife worked there. She was like, it was always had weird stuff, and she would tell me about weird stuff. And then one night she comes to my house. I live pretty close. She's like, I'm gonna stay the night at your house. And she comes in and she's white, dude. And she's shaking and she's freezing cold to the touch. And I'm like, what happened? And she's like, I'm closing up. I'm by myself. And I just get freezing, like to the point. And it was, I think, summertime. It definitely wasn't cold outside. She's like, it got so cold I could see my breath, like something out of a movie. And she looked over to the corner, and there was a 16 to 19-year-old Asian boy with kind of long hair in his face, sitting in the corner crying. And she said I could only see him clearly when like a car would go by and would light up the corner. And I could see him clearly, and then it would fade out, and I could see his silhouette, and I could just see him like kind of silently sobbing. And she's like, finally, I just was like, please don't, and finished, and could barely get the safe open to drop the money and everything. And she's like, I was like, we went back to make sure she locked the door because she was so scared, and she left. And
you went back to make sure she locked the door.
Right. I went back with her, and she gave me the keys. I'm like, the door's locked. We're good.
Yeah.
So
turns out it wasn't a dead boy, but when they locked him in, they locked the poor guy in. They came back 2 days later. He was definitely.
It was a premonition of the ghost they made. They made a ghost that night.
Yeah, you're not gonna laugh when you hear this.
Oh, there's more.
But
I forget there's more.
There's more?
There's more?
so well, no, yeah, there's more because when we finally got home, I didn't tell her the story. My friend
And his
and
name
roommate,
was Large Marge St. Jack. Sorry.
just hook it to my vein.
Blah. Sorry. Go.
The family's child committed suicide there, and it was him. I'm pretty sure. He was about 18 when he died. I think almost 19. Killed himself in that building. We didn't find him till the next morning, I believe. Red has told me this story because he lived there and told me, but I had to tell her the story, and so that's when I really started to believe. I went there a couple times later, and there was weird shit when I was there closing with her. Doors opening and closing. People know there, and so that was what.
So let's get real for a second. Do you think it's leftover energy from a tortured child, or do you think his actual essence is living there?
I think that whatever passes for a soul, whether it's energy or something more, was stuck to that place at that point for whatever reason.
That's the one thing I don't, because I always think it might be more energy, because I feel like if you've moved over to another plane, no matter how tortured you were, I mean, I guess it depends, because if I hadn't just recorded the 200th episode of All the Answers, I might feel more.
I figure it's like a Horcrux, you break off a part of you that's, that has to deal with something.
And if you're a young soul, you don't really have the tools to move on. Like you said, you get stuck there. If you were an old soul, you'd be like, "Whew, that life sucked," and then you'd go to the great beyond and buy another ticket to do another round. But if you're a young tortured soul, then you might just be like, this shitty restaurant is the only thing I know, so I'm just going to stay here. The devil I know is better than the devil I don't know.
So anyways, back to this movie and how bad it is.
So I guess I'm doing a long setup, but I'm just going to get into it. So the woman, the girl, the Ouija board appears on her bed. She looks through the planchette. We don't see what she sees. Her eye goes white. The camera just goes away, and we just see her feet walk over. And then we go down to an empty downstairs, and then we see her hang herself over the ledge. And
yeah, she takes the Christmas lights, right?
Yeah, she takes the Christmas lights. And then, even for a horror movie, the disappearance of the parents is like, why didn't they just make these college kids?
Yes, exactly.
Just so we didn't have to have a 10 minutes of unnecessary reasons of why the parents aren't going to be around for the rest of this movie. I mean,
they're vacationing in Aspen. No,
it's just
the Alps.
They might be
Spain. The Maldives.
It doesn't matter. These kids need to be alone so they can wander in and out of houses at all hours of the day, because there's parents here. Then this becomes a caper of trying to duck your parents. But instead, the girl who died, her mom goes fuck all, I don't know where, and asks her friend to watch the house. Then the friend who's watching the house, her dad goes on a business meeting. Anyways, whatever. So
well, the hanging has it attaches to the original.
Oh, really?
Or the sequel, prequel.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, let's just go through.
Well, do they have the whispering sweet nothings like in this one, where like they're like, and then their eyes turn all white and they start acting crazy?
It turns into the whispering eye.
That's what. And for those of you that can't see, when Jeremy has to watch Wheel of Time, that's what his eyes do.
Yes, my eyes milk over.
For the record, my wife laughed way harder at that than you guys did.
The white thing? Or
no, yeah. When I was like, that's what happens to Jeremy's eyes, she's like, like even she knows how much you hate it.
I live this.
So they finally realize. So they go in and out. They're using the Ouija board. People are coming around. Kids are dying. It's terrible thing.
Cats and dogs living
together.
Mass hysteria.
And they eventually see two ghosts. They see a little girl whose mouth is sewn shut, and they see a mom. They think the little girl is in trouble, and the mom is an evil person trying to stop it. And they go to the ghost mom's sisters. No. They go to the little sister's grown up now. They go to, it's not really an asylum. It's just like an old folks home. They go talk to her.
I think it's an asylum, but she's just old. She lived there her life.
And she's a little vague about what's going on. But basically she's like, yes, you need to cut the little girl's mouth things so that she can make a noise so she can get ghost mom Ghost mom won't hurt you then.
She could use the weirding way to get rid of.
Damn, that's fucked up. Okay, Desmond,
Hold
can
on.
can
We'll get to it. We'll get because we know, Justin. I think we know what's going to happen.
She used the voice.
So and then they realize, I don't know when they realize it, but they realize that the child is the one that's evil, and the mom is trying.
That's the older sister who's in the asylum.
Yes.
Older sister of the girl with the mouse on shit.
And the mom is trying to stop them from cutting the wires because if the girl is the real evil one, and then all hell breaks loose.
Right.
So tell us about. Oh, go ahead, Jeremy.
I was just gonna say, as Jamie Kennedy said in Scream, there are certain rules that a good horror movie has to abide by.
Has to follow. Yes, they have to follow.
You have to establish your rules on how you survive and how you die. Blah 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 blah. They establish no rules. People just die randomly. Why do their eyes turn milky white? No idea. There's no explanation. Why is remember the burner is on in the stove?
Yeah.
In the very beginning?
Twice.
Never comes back.
Yeah, it does.
No reason for it.
It comes back, but there's still no reason for it.
No reason for it.
At one point, they're walking. Yeah. I'm like, something's gonna blow
Wait,
up.
are we doing MRU or Thank the Light? Is this Wheel of Time? You said it doesn't make sense. There's no payoff.
Doesn't make sense. No payoff.
Nothing's, it's.
Well, Justin, it was going to be Wheel of Time until you told your true story. So it's not fantasy anymore. So you fucked it all up.
It's real. Yeah. And it's got that disgusting, horrible chick that's super ugly from, what was that? From
my
Nynaeve.
Ready Player One.
Ready Player One.
Nynaeve.
Thank you.
Oh,
she's so disgusting and ugly with her horrible birthmark.
God, about time we get to see her pretty face on this show, so we
can,
thank God, appreciate her.
One thing you guys missed out from the second one too is that Elliot, he is a priest, and he is like the priest, which is a funny career choice for him because he knows. Yeah,
who's Elliot?
The kid who plays Elliot, all grown up.
Wait, are you talking about your movie that you watched?
Yes, I'm just saying he is the priest in the second movie.
Oh,
and I think that's a weird career choice for someone that knows extraterrestrials exist.
What are you pointing at?
Can't see that.
We can't read it. Stop talking.
Fucking Fed cases.
Fucking pool covers.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I just watched another movie with a pool cover, dude. It was fucked up.
God, when we got away with it the first time, I was like, okay, everything's cool. That was the only thing they set up and paid off in this whole fucking movie was that godforsaken pool cover.
That's absolutely true. And there's no priest in this movie, Justin. In this movie,
I'm talking about the second one. The second one.
The prequel.
The prequel. Yeah, I just was saying it's funny.
Oh, okay.
It was released after.
I know. It was released after.
The prequel that was after. Got it. Okay.
Well, it's
exactly like Star Wars.
Chronologically.
What's Elliot's name? It's gonna drive me nuts. I'm not gonna look it up either. I'm gonna remember his fucking name.
I'm gonna.
Wait, Elliot? What are you talking about?
From
he wasn't in the movie we watched. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Jesus Christ, catch up, man.
We've thrown out the rules of this podcast. This podcast is no longer about a single movie that we promised to discuss.
I'm sorry. Did you just say catch up? The person who watched the wrong movie? You're telling me to catch up?
Technically, I'm ahead of the game.
You got
Henry Thomas, Des.
Thank you.
You got me.
Thank you.
My illogical logic is the bane of your existence. So,
I will screw up so bad. Eventually, it will come back to be good.
Like what Nate Bargatze says to this: if my wife tries to die, I'll die so much faster than she will. I can't live alone.
She's gonna think she got shoved, but that's because she doesn't know what lunging is.
That's what sounds like. You don't know what lunging is. She'll lunge. You'll lunge.
You know what's funny? The other day, I said, I told my kids, I said, you know what I was fiending for? And my daughter goes, ugh, what did you just say? I'm like, I was fiending. I'm fiending for it. And she's like, ugh, I'm going to videotape you saying that. And I go, why? I go, is that like an old man thing? She goes, no, all the kids are saying that now. I go, I'm so old that I'm hip again. I've been
saying that since I was 12.
Yeah. I go, that was what we used to say when we were kids.
Did you tell her that she's sus?
I did not. But I should.
So cringe, Dad. You're so cringe, Dad.
So the main character in this, is it Leela?
Layla.
Lane.
Sure.
La. Yeah, Justin's like, I don't know what call her, whatever you want.
Whatever.
So she played alone in a graveyard because there's a dead person under her house, and then she panicked and didn't say goodbye.
Okay, so
I think.
Okay, the rules. Why? Other than the obvious.
There's no setup. There's for no reason.
Those are the real world. Those are the real rules of Ouija.
No, I know. But I mean, okay, why can't you play by yourself? Not enough energy, not enough game. You can't trust yourself to not move the planchette.
Because it's 1890s.
Well, at the end of our movie, they show that's how they get the little girl away from someone living is she's like, you have to come play with me. I'm alone. You have so that I think the thing is if you're playing alone, then a ghost is you need two people.
Take over you. Right. Okay.
You need two people. So if there's only one person, then a ghost is going to be the second.
Why not in a graveyard? Just to, just obvious reasons.
Too many. Yeah, I don't think you'll get a straight answer because all the ghosts are going to be fighting over the board.
So you and I figured out like, oh, they played in a graveyard because the little girl had died and that she was still in the building. But there was never like but we didn't do anything. We said goodbye. And then there was not that like, oh, we played in a graveyard.
Yeah.
Oh, because the little girl is dead. There was none of that.
Yeah, you're right. They should have spelled like as much as spelling it out sucks. Like they should have.
There's no point.
It's called acting, Jeremy. Read between the lines, bro.
We didn't see the characters come to understand it.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
It's not that they needed to spell it out for us. We didn't see the characters come to understand.
Also, the little planchette thing, they don't really ever explain why you can see.
Yeah, that must be
Why is it a magic eye?
Yeah, I don't know. So before I forget, my only real life, we had a Ouija board in my house. I'm sure my parents at some point lit some candles and had some fun because it was the late 70s, like
in between key parties.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe that's how they chose.
Yeah, maybe
who went. Yeah, it pointed to you. But yeah, the only I think we kind of dicked around with it a couple times, but the one time my older cousins were over, I was probably 8-ish, and my older cousins just fucked with us, and it was like. And it was one of those things where, at first, they were doing a pretty good job because they were taking their time and moving slow. But of course, even they got tired of the grift and started moving the planchette way too fast. And even as an 8-year-old, I'm like, Chad, you're a dick.
He's like, let's go put Mousetrap together and not play it again.
Go play Monopoly and I'll take all your money.
How much money, Jeremy, would someone have to pay you for you to go through that tunnel, go under that freeway? That
wouldn't bother me at all. I've done stuff like that all the time.
I would much more. I would cross the freeway. I'd say, fuck it. I'll take on 8 lanes of I-5 before I'll go under that fucking.
Hey, Des, Jeremy, tell them about that warehouse that me and you and Micah went to that had the fucking pentagrams all over the walls and the fucking.
Yeah, it was Oxy.
Or Yet.
Yeah, we used to go.
Was it? That was out in Manteca. I don't remember that. Remember, it was just a 3-story, half-filled building.
Yep, we would go out there as kids, and we were just like, it was just a building. That's all it was, just an old building. But then all the high school kids would go and then paint crap on the wall and spray paint stuff and try to make it draw their Slayer. Yeah, Megadeth, Slayer.
Dude, the time that we went there was black candles and a room full of pentagrams. That's the only time I went there. And that was okay, you know what? We could go now.
I'm good.
I don't remember that. I
remember that.
Whether I believe in ghosts or not, these guys are assholes. And I don't want to hang out with them. You know what I did do once, though?
We're country kids, man. That's just where we went and got drunk, drank Bartles and James.
Do you know what I did do once? It probably was in my 15-year-old mind, it was probably a mile long. It was probably half mile, maybe even closer to a quarter mile. But I walked through a very skinny, in-use train tunnel.
Oh, geez, that's scary.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's scary.
Yeah, that was probably the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life.
For 5 years, I worked on in the hills of an area.
Did the hills have eyes?
They had eyes, yeah, obviously. And I worked at night, and it was there was bobcats and badgers and rattlesnakes. So you get used to things watching you all the time. I feel like someone's watching me. It's probably a bobcat.
That's probably.
But when you do stuff like that, nothing bothers you anymore. I'll do whatever.
Justin, hold on. What we're talking about the movies now. Does the phrase "high friend" mean anything to you?
I'm the high friend, right?
Chris O'Dowd.
These movies are terrible.
Chris O'Dowd, thank you. The high friend?
High friend is the only thing that connects this movie from one scene to another.
You're absolutely right. Why hi friend? Why
Yeah.
hi friend?
And the little girl never says it in Origins of Evil. She never says hi friend or anything like that.
Like hello friend, hi friend, or like hi friend, like hi elevated friend.
Yeah, yeah. Not like you, not like my stoner friend or my tall buddy. Like hi friend.
Nope.
Yeah, that's what she says to everybody right before she lets them know that she sees them spiritually, I guess.
Yeah.
So when the first girl dies, that's not the blonde girl, but the other brown haired girl that's kind of like just background first. She's gonna die first. She's the waitress character.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So she's in the bathroom, turns the water on, and then sees the girl start seeing her mouth sewed shut and their eyes just like, why? Why did she die first? What caused her to die? What was the reason?
She wasn't in the house.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been playing a lot of RPGs, and she probably didn't roll a high enough dice.
No,
Constitution was too low, and her magic resistance was also too low.
That's the exact reason.
You're welcome. And
why didn't you do
you're
this
welcome.
movie?
You're welcome.
You need to write the Ouija Bible.
Yeah, I should have done it. One of my favorite things, it's in the second one. I don't know if it's in the first one. They're like, the girl's in the bed and the blankets start getting pulled down off of you. That's just a pit bull. My dog Thor does it every single night. I wake up and I'm like, how do you manage to get my blanket that's hanging off the ground underneath you and roll up in it like a taco? I don't know.
Why is my chin so cold?
Yeah, my chin, my man boobs fucking frozen.
Yeah, this movie was just like, so I was telling you guys, I like to watch horror movies that have come out in the last few years because I think that horror movies is the last place you can have a low budget movie and take an idea and make it good. I don't know. Did you guys see Barbarian? Have you seen Barbarian?
Yes.
No.
Don't we're not going to talk about it, Desmond. Just watch it.
Just watch it.
Just watch that movie.
You guys have to watch Happy Death Day.
Oh, I've seen it. It's great.
I've already watched that. I've seen it. It's great.
Watch Happy Death Day.
I've seen two. I've seen both of them.
You've seen
That's
both?
two.
Okay.
I've seen them both. Yeah, they're great. Second one not as good as the first. First one was really good.
Yeah, first one's really good. I guess that's a time travel. Yeah, you probably did it for that shit.
It's hella time travel. Yeah, the second one, the first time I saw it, I really, really liked it. The second time I watched it for the podcast and I watched it a little bit too close, it fell apart.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's like a teen movie that has time travel. It's sort of like the other one that we watched, the Happy Face Killer or whatever.
Ugh.
Yeah, I want to go into this movie more, but it really it's just a horror movie. And I kind of wrapped it up at the end. Like they finally figure out that it's the daughter who's the bad one, and they fool her into playing Ouija board, and then they win. I've been kind of cutting you off a little bit, Justin, just because I wanted to get through the movie.
That's fine.
We promised everyone, but now I just want to turn it over to Justin a little bit and just go nuts on Origins of Evil a little bit.
Have either one of you guys seen it?
It's on right now, but this is all.
Okay, so just a light kind of background. You get the original story of the mom and the girl with the mouth shown, and the sister who I think is still in the asylum. What happens is the older sister is the one who stitches her mouth up so she can stop fucking causing havoc.
Okay.
And then in doing so, she kind of gets the eyes, she gets the Watt on prime eyes, and and then she becomes bad. And so that's kind of how she ends up, stabbing the mom. I think the mom dies that way. And then she gets in the insane asylum and she makes a Ouija board in blood and summons her sister.
Ooh.
And then starts wrecking shop that way.
Oh, she's telling her little sister to go do bad stuff?
Well, like I think she escapes at least once because after she does it, you see the movie ends with the little sister walking on the ceiling at the doctor to whisper in his ear.
Because in our movie, the older sister who's just, it's like I said, it's more of an old folks home than an asylum. I forget, she's trying to trick them, basically her
into unleashing the sister's power.
Yes, yeah. So then she'll quit because apparently she's haunting the big sister. We don't really see it.
Yeah.
But that's what we're thinking. And then, yeah, they must have had both of these. Well, I don't know. Like maybe that's what fucked up the first one. Maybe they got halfway through the first one. They're like, this origin story we keep talking about, I think that's the real movie. So let's just wrap this piece of shit up.
And without ruining it, you guys have both seen the first season of American Horror Story?
Yeah.
I haven't.
The only
So
good
sec-
season.
You can spoil it for me if you
It's
want.
it's the house, like it's the hell house or whatever, and like if you die there,
Haunted house.
if you die there, you're kind of stuck there.
Yeah.
And you kind of live on, but you're stuck there. Kind of like that. But I mean that's about it. I mean, this is fun, but I mean I don't really got a lot. I mean, other than like, the second movie, it's pretty good. Like infinitely better than the first one. I can't even.
Yeah, it's I'm really surprised because the first one is I think I'm right. I think they got halfway through the first one and we're like, let's roll credits so we can start, because they came out like 2 years apart, 1 year, like
2 years, I think.
yeah.
It was 14 and 16.
Because I'm really excited because the first one was so like, even though when they would talk about the origin story, it was like, oh, that sounds kind of interesting, but obviously they're gonna fuck it up because
Yeah, because this one's terrible.
was it the same director?
No, it's a different director
Okay, Origin of Evil was
for the second movie.
Mike Flanagan. That's a real person, I think.
Mike Flanagan. Hey, toy.
Who directed that? Oh, Flanagan.
Oh, Flanagan.
He's a real bellend. That's my new favorite curse word. I heard it in Bullet Train. I think it means dickhead. He calls the people a bellend.
I've never heard that. I saw the movie and I didn't remember that.
Yeah, it's in Bullet. The guy Lemon, you bellend. He calls fucking Brad Pitt bellend like 3 times. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's the best I could suss out is that it means dickhead, which makes sense, I suppose.
So this is the only movie he ever directed. So there we go.
No, maybe there's a reason. Okay.
That he wrote a bunch of garbage. He wrote Knowing. There's a piece of crap.
Oh God.
Oh, Nicolas Cage.
He got paid for Origins of Evil because he made up this nonsense.
Before we keep moving along, I want you guys to start thinking of a good horror movie that's come out in like the last 8 years that's maybe most people haven't seen.
Oh, good call. Good call.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna actually read some good reviews in a minute because I always like to give a counterpoint. But the bad reviews for this movie are so great on Rotten Tomatoes. Half star. I'm almost sure a human wrote this dialogue, but there doesn't seem to be any proof of it.
I agree 100% with that.
Ouija is about as boring as a horror movie can get. It's scary to see my.
I've already turned it off.
Oh, Justin, you wrote this one. It's scarier to see my football team play every Sunday. Just terrible.
Go fuck yourself.
Actually, either one of you could have written that.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting much. Surprisingly kept my attention throughout.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This guy took the straw out of his mouth and looked at the screen a couple times. Good job. Here we go. Ouija puts the real life game into a horrifying ride with the right amount of high stakes thrills. Ouija points this review to yes. That is fantastic. Okay, there we go. All right. I always forget to bring up my my rating system. So I don't think we need a rating system this complex, but this might just be our horror movie rating system in general. This is Shaw's Nightmare. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that game or seen that game, but there's a video game called Shaw's Nightmare. It's got 5 levels.
Played it.
What's that?
Beat it. No, I played it. Beat it. No, I'm just joking. Next.
How long to beat? 20 minutes. This game sucks.
Dude, I'm 300 hours into Baldur's Gate.
Oh my God.
Oh my fucking God.
It's only supposed to take about 185 to like completion it, beat it. But I mean, I just like get fucking high and walk around and talk to NPCs and shit, seeing like what you can do.
Just to talk about something besides Baldur's Gate for a minute. Everyone out there, do yourself a fucking flavor. Get a flavor. Do a favor. Play Turbo Golf Racing.
Okay.
It's the best fucking game ever. If you like Rocket League even a little bit, you're gonna fucking love it. It's Rocket League but golfing, and it's amazing. All right, we have a five layer system here. Starting at the bottom, I think this one's gonna get a lot of play here. This dream is easy.
Just go with
Yeah,
that.
I know. I should
Just stop right there.
Everyone out there, by the way, our rating system is based on a video game difficulty level system. We pick a different video game for every movie and rate it. None of this matters. Enjoy the ride. At number 2 out of 5, we have Not So Scary. Number 3, we have Dues of God. I guess I would have to play this game to know what that means. Number 4, Ultra Frightening. And what Jeremy is going to give this movie, all caps, exclamation, super nightmare.
Yeah.
So just to remind you, Jeremy, that number 1 out of 5 was called This Dream is Easy.
Yeah, it's definitely This Dream is Easy. This movie is terrible. I mean, just terrible. I like horror movies. I really like them, and I like good ones, and I like ones that. But for me, like I said, you have to set up your world, right? You have to set up why is that thing happening? Okay, you've set up why it's happening. Okay, what are the rules? All right. Can you get away because they can't leave a certain area? Do they have like a certain spell that they put on you?
They can only come out at night.
They can only come out at night. Whatever it is, you have to establish those and you can't break them. This never even got to the point where there was anything to break because they never established it. Like people died randomly for no reason. Their eyes whited over for no reason. The burgers came on for no reason.
It was almost like a Final Destination almost. It was just weird. It was just like,
well, Final Destination has rules.
Well, Final Destination is amazing. I don't care what anyone says. I love those. And you're right, it has rules.
Yeah.
But you just like Final Destination is just like, oh, this person's alone. They're gonna die.
Yeah, they're dead.
And that's what this movie was too. It's like, oh, yeah, one set of feet, she did. Yeah, I almost want to give this a Not So Scary just because I like dumb horror movies, but it didn't give me, the only thing this gave me that I like about horror movies is beautiful people. This movie was full of gorgeous 24-year-olds of both sexes.
Playing high schoolers.
And, yeah, exactly. Actually, I think there was a gorgeous 28-year-old in there playing one of the seniors.
Okay, so one of the things...
It was Ian Ziering, and he was 48 playing an 18-year-old at West Beverly.
One of the things that the guy who plays Olivia Cook's boyfriend, he looks 35 he's probably 28 or whatever. But at one point he says to Olivia Cook, he goes, it's coming for us. Well, it's coming for all of us. Who's next? And all I wanted to say was like, he's coming for me or my kids.
Or my grandkids,
or
my mortgage,
or my godchildren.
Yeah,
maybe my diabetes pen.
Oh my gosh,
Jeremy, you want to talk about unfulfilled setups? First of all, the little sister is 3 years older than the younger sister. Whatever.
In real life,
movies are amazing.
Yes,
the little sister's boyfriend.
We never even see him.
We see him peel out in a Camaro twice, just so that the big sister can be a bitch about it.
So in a scary movie, what would normally happen? That guy would show up, he would be beating on the girlfriend or whatever, and then the ghost would show up and kill him.
making fun, or not beating the girl, just be like, oh, ghosts are here.
Exactly.
You come out of that, yeah. Oh, come out and get me, you big dumb ghost, and then someone eats his face.
And then he dies. Nothing.
I think I wonder if they reshot him right out of the movie.
They probably did. We'll need to get the bonus DVD with the 3-hour supercut. That's actually a good movie, but nobody wants to watch 3 hours of this movie. Did you think of a movie, Desmond?
I did. We're gonna get Justin's rating, and then we'll do recommendations.
Sounds good. I think he went to the PP.
I don't know. We'll find out what Justin. Justin might be rating Baldur's Gate.
He's rating a different movie.
He might be rating Deadpool. We'll see.
He's gonna rate a different movie. He's gonna be like, I don't know what you guys were watching. This movie was really good.
This was rad. I know. I was wondering.
First of all, I just want to say, this movie. What was the second to highest rating?
Sorry, I changed it. I was looking for a Deadpool rating system.
Daddy, can I play?
The Dream is Easy, Not So Scary, Dues of God, Ultra Frightening, and Super Nightmare.
I'm gonna go with Dues of God to Ultra Frightening for the movie that I watched, which is not the same movie that you watched. I'm gonna just trust you guys and trust that movie sucked. And you guys should trust me and watch the second movie because it was actually pretty good.
I think I'm gonna.
It's one of those movies that's got a bunch of jump scares, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's one of the ones where you kind of know they're coming and they still fucking get you. And if you pay attention, there's a few other things in the background that are really subtle. Like at one point, there's like a shadow person kind of in a doorway that you really can't see unless you're looking. But when you see it, you can't unfucking see it. You're just like, fuck.
Yeah, there's a shadow. Again, there's no
payoff.
It's out of nowhere and it happens once. but there's a creepy shadow person.
Yeah, and I don't know if it will, I don't think it'll like make the first movie better, but it will probably make it suck a minuscule amount less.
Yeah, yeah, here's the big question. I'm just going to leave you two you two to fight it out. Jeremy,
Yes.
do you still watch this before Origins of Evil? Justin,
Oh,
do you still watch this after Origins of Evil?
I don't think you need to watch this at all because it's a prequel.
Yeah, you could watch Origins of Evil and enjoy that and skip this one because
Yeah.
I could watch about 20 minutes of it while you guys were talking. I was like, what is going on? And you guys explained it a little, and I still don't care. So, but the second one was good, and it's pretty standalone.
So instead of after you're done watching Origins of Evil, I think you should watch Midsommar.
I've already seen it.
That movie is probably
is that horror?
Is that the one you're suggesting?
Yeah, that's my suggestion to go. I was looking at recent horror. I feel like I've been trying to watch more horror movies, but I need to I don't have anyone to watch them with.
Oh, me neither.
Like Kelly and I I thought it was just going to be kind of a slightly creepy summer movie. And actually Kelly did watch that with me. Now that I think about it, I kind of tricked her into it because I didn't know what it was about. I was like, it was one of those movies that was way over advertised. I mean, it was.
My son, Connor's like, you should watch this. I'm all, fuck you.
Yeah. So watch Ouija, Origins of Evil, and Midsommar.
Justin, you want to tell yours?
I kind of have a tie for I have two because one of them, I don't know if it would be horror.
Oh, you can't recommend Deadpool and Deadpool 2.
That's true.
Shit. All right. Well, I'm done. Jeremy, go ahead. No, I'm just no. The first one, I would kind of consider it a horror movie, but I guess you might consider it kind of like just creepy suspense. It's called The Visit.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that.
Either one of you guys seen it?
Yeah, great. No, I would say that's horror.
Okay, that's fucked up, right?
Yeah, especially if you're like a teenager. My daughter, that would be her worst nightmare.
Yeah, dude. Well, my wife is a grown up, and she's like, "Oh my fucking god, dude, that would be the worst shit ever."
Yeah,
and just like everything when it comes together. Catherine Hahn is in it, and she normally is so funny. She's only in it a little bit, but she's really good.
Yeah, because she plays the mom, and they only see her kind of like in the very beginning, and then on like Teams or whatever,
Skype or whatever. Yeah, Skype or whatever. Yeah,
Teams.
Teams. What is Teams? Jesus Christ.
Teams.
But the other one is Hereditary. I don't know if either one of you guys have seen that one.
Directed by the same guy who did Midsommar.
Yeah, same guy, and it's also fucked up.
Yeah, really good movies.
I was a little distracted, but I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hereditary, it's like one of those ones, like, I watched it the first time, and I was like, all right, and then I watched the second time, and I'm like, oh no.
So if you watch Hereditary and then kind of read some background on Hereditary, because there's a lot of lore of like, I don't even know what it is. It's like old gods.
Occult channeling. Yeah.
Occult stuff that I'd never would even heard of. I don't even know if it's real. He might have just made it up for the movie. But
no, I think that's based in very real stuff that people try to do. Who knows?
So real occult stuff. So if you don't have any understanding of what's going on, then it doesn't make any sense. But if you kind of read up on it and then after you watched it and then watch it again, it makes way more sense. But yeah, those are really good movies. Okay, so we already talked about Barbarian. If you haven't seen Barbarian, don't look up
messed up.
Don't look up anything.
Yeah, don't look up anything about Barbarian.
Just go and watch it, and you will be pleasantly surprised.
I didn't know anything about it, and I just remember I was like, what?
This movie is crazy.
What's happening?
But my real suggestion.
And fuck Justin Long in that movie.
Yeah, Justin Long. He got what he deserved. Come on.
Yeah, he's a son of a bitch.
But my other movie is a movie that came out in 2016 called Lights Out. And if you haven't seen this movie, I like it. It's not really super scary. It's scary, but it's one of those movies that it subverts your expectations for horror movies. And I'll just say this one thing. Normally, the main character, the final girl, her boyfriend is just cannon fodder, right? Like,
almost
this guy's
always
dead. He's almost 99.
He might get a heroic moment at the end, but he's gonna die.
Exactly. But he usually is stupid. He's usually very stupid and doesn't believe
or mean.
Yes.
Or both.
And he doesn't believe her and all this stuff. And I like what they did with him. So I'll just say that. And watch the movie. Watch the movie and tell me what you think about it, because I think it was really good.
Just one more shot, just to maybe find something you guys haven't seen. Nighthouse.
Nighthouse. Have I seen Nighthouse?
I saw it in the theater. I have actually forgotten a lot about it, but I remember it was one of those movies where it was like, oh, I know it's coming. Oh, no, I don't. No, I
Really?
don't.
I love those movies.
No, I don't.
Oh, you know what? There's another one.
Is it The Nighthouse or just Nighthouse?
I think it's just Nighthouse.
I've watched it. I didn't like it. I can't remember it because I don't think I liked it.
Is it with Rebecca Hall and her husband died?
Yes.
It's The Nighthouse.
Yes, it's that.
I swear I watched that movie and I can't recollect any of it right now.
Yeah, it's
Me either.
I saw it in the theater, and like theater movies is funny. Like the actual experience is always way better, but my memory for theater movies just plummets. There's just because there's nothing to grab onto. Like when you watch a movie at home, it's like, oh yeah, that's when I got up to get popcorn, and I remember when I sat back down, this happened.
Yeah.
And a theater, it's just like coming at you, and you're just holding on, and when it's over, you're like, okay. And sorry to keep going, The Orphan.
Okay, I've never seen that.
Watch The Orphan, be a little freaked out, and then go look up all the real life stories that inspired it. And I fucking dare you to sleep.
Does that have Ben in it? From Ben Wyatt in it?
I think it's got somebody in it.
I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Oh, one more too. You guys have probably seen this. Don't Breathe.
Yes.
That's another one that kind of subverts your expectations. It's not what you expect, and you're kind of like, all right.
Yes.
You're kind of like rooting for the guy, and then there's a twist, and then
you find out like, oh no, he's.
And then you're really not rooting for that guy, and then you just wish it's really bad.
That's right. That's when I realized The Orphan is when I realized Vera Farmiga is not an Olsen sister.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I got one more for you.
And her older sister is the gal in Departed. So
the remake of Fright Night with Colin Farrell and Toni Collette.
That's very good.
Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
I love that. That's Shaun of the Dead. It's got a lot of banter and stuff. It's really
super good. Super.
Yeah, it's got Fogel in it. It's got a fucking McLovin in it.
And honestly, if any movie where Toni Collette plays the mom in a scary movie, it's probably going to be good.
You're in.
Yeah.
One of the scariest ever, About a Boy. On that note, I gotta go, you guys.
All right.
I'm gonna turn my fan on because it's hot here.
Yeah. I am sweating in this room.
You can both suck it easy.
Don't worry, Jeremy. I'll edit out all of your air conditioning noise. That's what.
I'm not in the garage anymore. That's just me. I'm just doing this constantly.
Next week, what are we watching, Justin? Justin, what are you watching next week? We'll watch that movie.
From now on, Justin has to pick because we have no idea what we're going to watch.
Good night, my Jeffries.
Bye. I think we should keep that in.
Mixed and edited by Desmond McNeese for We Mixed It, LLC. Go to whatsoundsawesome.com.
Why would we cut that out, though? Honestly, like, there's no one listening. So it's just there for us anyways. Come on.